And for those of a sensitive nature, I apologise. On two of those stories I forgot to explain about something. I do get hate mail. I try very hard to capture the idiom of the people of the North and the people in South of Ireland. The F word means nothing. It's never even said properly. In Dublin, it is feck. It is larded into sentences as teenage girls in North America say like. It is so well used it can even be hyphenated. And I was explaining this to my daughter, and I said, you will not be at all, she was born in Ireland, she's proper Canadian, but she's quick. And I said, you know, patient of mine might easily say, Jesus, Doc, I got dia feckin' real. And she looked me straight in the eye and said, you know, Dad, that's spectacular. So, I'm sorry if it crops up a bit. I should have warned you in advance. This is sort of parental guidance evening. It's not unrestricted. Now, I have one more quick tale, and then I'm going to shut up, okay? Fingal O'Reilly has... he's trying hard not to fall in love with a nurse called Kitty O'Halloran. And you meet her in country courtship. Because he takes his studies extraordinarily seriously. It's not giving too much away to say he wanted to go to medical school when he was 17, and his father was a total Victorian autocrat. He said, more or less said, you go to medical school over my dead body. The future is nuclear physics, and you can go and study nuclear physics, or that's it. And I had terrible trouble persuading my editor. But parents couldn't believe like that in my day, for God's sakes. And so Fingal lost 4 years of his life. He joined the Merchant Navy to make the money to put himself through medical school. That, of course, was the other tensions in the book between him and his father. And that's how he got to be 4 years too old. And so he's torn between wanting to fall in love with Kitty and the fact that some very, very serious exams are coming up. Anyway, he's taken her to that oasis of sanity in the middle of a lunatic city, the Phoenix Park, where they have to say another. Got a handsome great memorial there to Lord Wellington. I think it's probably bigger than the Washington Memorial. Because you have to remember, Dublin was the capital of Ireland and the second most important city in the British Empire at one time. Anyway, they've come down from the park, the Phoenix, and they are to meet friends of his in a pub near O'Connell Street. And it's quite a short wee scene, this. Summertime. Fingal and Kitty left the Dublin United Tram Company vehicle at the base of Nelson's Pillar on O'Connell Street. From his pillar, the cock-hatted, one-armed Lord Nelson stared down with his single eye. He'd been there since 1808, the memorial to a British hero and the recipient of a century and a quarter's worth of Irish pigeon droppings. There had been a great deal of talk in the wardroom of fostering the Nelson spirits when O'Reilly had served in the Naval Reserve in 1930. He took Kitty's hand and guided her across the broad street, where trams ran up the middle and horse-drawn and motor traffic the outer lanes. Once on the footpath, he walked slightly ahead to bulldoze away through the Saturday crowds. Barefoot women in shawls, gurriers in ragged short pants, men in cloth caps with clay jeans between their lips, stinking of cheap tobacco, rubbed shoulders with gents in top hats, morning coats and spats. How, Fingal thought, could they stand to be so overdressed in this heat? As they passed the General Post Office, still bullet-popped from its occupation by the rebels and the siege during the 1916 Easter Rising, he had to raise his voice. "Crowmate," said the Stag's Head's pub is near the column. "Oh, it'd be lovely to stop and have a drink," Kitty said. "My feet are killing me in these half heels, and you look parboiled." He laughed. "All right, we'll walk one more cross street, then I'll ask." Fingal O'Reilly had always hated having to seek help with anything. He ploughed ahead and he was pulled up short at the junction with Princess Street. Model A Fords jostled with Austins. He saw a Beaufort convertible nearly brush against an open Rolls-Royce Tourer. Over the hum of voices, motor car engines burbled and iron wheels rumbled on tarmac as a pair of giant Clydesdales hauled a Guinness cart stacked with barrels. And there were bicycles everywhere, cyclists jingling their bells. Sweat, car exhaust, and the whiff of recently dropped pile of horse apples stung his nose. A man approached wearing a buttonless woolen suit, one size too small. The jacket was missing a lapel, and laceless boots shot his feet. Would you go in my sheet near the car? He had a north side nasal Dublin accent you could cut with a knife. For the lady, like. How much, Kitty asked. Ah, Jesus, lady, only a penny, just a penny. Go on, Fingal, Kitty said, and ask him about the pub. O'Reilly laughed, rummaged in his pocket, produced 2 pennies. I only want 1 sheet, he said. Ah, Lord bless your honour, the man said, and handed O'Reilly a green paper. He glanced down and saw printed in Smug's typeface the music and lyrics of the Star of the County Down. Ask him, Fingal said. Okay. Excuse me, O'Reilly said, but would you know where the Stag's Head is? The Stag's Head? He grinned and exposed a set of stained upper teeth. The Stag's Head, by God, I do, sir. The Stag's Head is exactly where you'd expect it to be, sir. And where is that? The man laughed and said, ah, sure, the Stag's Head is always, invariably about 6 feet from the stag's arse, sir. He was long gone by the time O'Reilly and Kitty stopped laughing. So it's not all gloom and smoke. Right? Have you had your money for it? Oh, good. More questions? Anybody's bored? My way? I don't mind. Yes, ma'am.
Any of you in Fingal O'Reilly?
He likes Jameson whiskey.
I know.
He likes a pint of Guinness. I don't really think so, no. If I'm perfectly honest, I think there's a part of me in every character I've ever written, because it is extraordinarily different than other people's heads. And so almost as a template, I ask myself sometimes, faced with this, what will I do? And then I look at what traits I've given to O'Reilly and say, well, now would a man like that do the same thing? So, to that extent, yes. Somebody who knows me very well, and should be all right when the dentist is finished, said that he thought the books were O'Reilly and Laverty, a young tailor having a conversation with an old tailor. Which I hope not. I wrote the autobiographical book. It's 800 pages of rubbish. And it was totally autobiographical, but I never tried to get it published. But they always say you can tell how well your talk's gone by the amount of inundation of questions you get at the end. Yes, ma'am. I'm terribly sorry. I cannot hear you at all. Let me come to you. Yes, he does a fantastic job. It's something that North Americans have quite a lot of difficulty with, and I don't blame them, or regional accents. You know, in Canada, I think I might be able to tell a Haligonian from somebody from Jan's like, and the valley in Ottawa is distinct. People from Saskatchewan and Winnipeg, certain Winnipeg, can't say always, they say always. And people from Saskatchewan don't have parties, they have socials. But somebody with an ear for an accent in Belfast could tell you a man from the Upper Falls Road and a man from the Lower Falls Road because of the way they speak. If you hear Dorothy, she and I don't speak the same. And I've wandered in and out of regional accents tonight when I've been reading. So, I think John's done a very, very good job. Personally, I hate him. Yeah, but I want him to do it. You know, you get paid for doing it. I think there's some rule that you have to belong to Equity before you're actually allowed to, the Actors Union. before you can do it. Yes?
In your novels, you seem to favor dialogue. Have you ever done anything with RTE?
Have I ever done with
RTE?
RTE?
Yeah.
The radio television? No. That's for important people. I just write the novels and cash the checks. No, I haven't written any plays. I have written a screenplay, which I sold to a producer, and then I think he left for Syria or something. That's all that ever happened to it. Yes, sir.
I think this might make a good TV series. Has it ever been?
Has it ever been?
Yeah, like Masterpiece Theater.
No. What did happen was Wisconsin Public Radio, they have a program called A Chapter a Day, and some nice person read a chapter a day on Wisconsin Public Radio, and they're doing the same this year with an Irish Country Christmas. Kind of nice, because we were at the Wisconsin, Milwaukee Irish Fest, and it was on at the same time, so it's good for a lost leader. There's a gentleman in the University of Alberta, drama department, who's turning that into a play. But he's been turning it for a year and I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, I don't think there are enough special effects to get it on the screen yet.
Well, it's not. It's similar in some ways to Doc Martin. I don't know whether you ever watched. I'm sure some people watched it. And I thoroughly enjoyed that show, and I kept wanting it to go on, and it just disappeared.
Yeah. I have a tiny problem with medical shows. I did it for 38 years, and now I write about it. I want to watch Al Capone on my spare time.
Somebody will act it for you.
I want to watch Al Capone in my spare time. Watched Donnie Brasco the other night. Brilliant movie. Well,
So you're going to sign these before you run away?
$5 a signature. I sit where Scott's sitting, if you don't mind. I'll sit down. Sure.
All right, thanks everyone for coming. And I just want to briefly thank everyone who helped make this event possible. First, thank you to the library and all the volunteers, and especially Roz Hobbs, who made the poster, which became the ad for the event, which was wonderful. Thanks to Barb's Bakery and Bistro for your generosity and having the event here tonight and bringing in the special drinks. Thanks so much to Salt Spring Books. Couldn't have done it without you. Thanks to Harry for the music, which was wonderful. Thanks to our local radio station, CFSI, who ran a special promo, and the Driftwood, and also to Forge, the publisher, which has helped sponsor the event tonight. But most of all, we just want to thank Patrick for being here and reading for us. So thanks so much, Patrick. It's a pleasure. Can you stand up here together for a second?